Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Waller's Wallet, and a popular grocery credit card on the market is the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. And while this card gets a lot of attention, I do think the Blue Cash Preferred actually needs to make a few updates to make it just a little bit better. Now, if you want a simple way to help out the channel, consider hitting that thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn that bell notification on as well so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, if you saw my video taking a look at the Chase Freedom and Freedom Unlimited compared to the Blue Cash Preferred and the Gold Card, you'll see the Blue Cash Preferred just didn't keep pace for the average family. And even if the Freedom offers are just for 1 year right now, that means for even a year, the Blue Cash Preferred is really not a must-have grocery card over a card like the Freedom or Freedom Unlimited. But what that video showed was just how limiting the spending limit on the Blue Cash Preferred and even maybe the Everyday Preferred can be for families or for large grocery spenders. So while this card has some flashy numbers of 6% back on groceries, 6% back on streaming, a respectable 3% back on gas in transit, it does have some shortcomings which American Express can fix. Now let's start with the biggest issue American Express needs to address, and that is the grocery category spending limit. I'm not talking about that 6% earning rate because that's actually pretty great. But what they need to do is up that $6,000 yearly limit. For families, it just isn't enough to make it last a full year. I cannot tell you how many times I receive comments or messages from people asking what does someone do for a grocery card because they've already hit that $6,000 limit. And American Express really needs to bump this up. I think American Express should boost this to about $12,000 per year, or even at a minimum make it $10,000 per year. And at a $12,000 grocery yearly limit, this does give families a card they can realistically use for a full year and not have to worry about hitting that spending threshold partway through the year. And at a $12,000 spend, you would have $625 in rewards after that annual fee is taken into account, and when this would make the effective reward rate 5.2%. And if by chance American Express made it $10,000, the rewards a person could have would be up to $505 after accounting for that annual fee, and this would make the effective reward rate about 5.1%, which would make both of these options better than Discover or the Chase Freedom card for cash back during those 5% quarterly categories where those banks typically offer 5% back for grocery spend. And another way to think of it, it's like this. If the American Express Gold Card is offering 4x on grocery spend up to $25,000 a year, and if someone were to spend $12,000 a year in groceries on that Gold Card, they would have 48,000 points. Now, I value membership reward points at 1.5 cents per point, but if you're someone who travels in premium cabins, you can get far more value for your points. But 48,000 membership reward points at a 1.5 cent per point value is $720 in reward value, which is the same as if you spent $12,000 a year on the Blue Cash Preferred. Now, I do realize this is not a true apples to apples comparison, but you can see how that value is in the same ballpark. But however American Express wants to do this, the $6,000 spending limit on this card is the biggest issue on the Blue Cash Preferred. Now, the next piece I think American Express needs to address is the gas category. Now, we all know the main draw of the Blue Cash Preferred is for groceries, and offering 3% on gas is alright. It's not great, it's fine. But when looking at cards that offer gas multipliers, you can find many cards that offer 3% back but with no annual fee. And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average family spends about $2,100 a year in gas purchases. So that 3% back would give you about $63 in rewards for that $2,100 spend. But to really draw more attention and make this more than just a grocery credit card, I would actually like to see American Express move this up to 4% back on gas. And for families who did spend that $2,100 a year in gas, this would increase your yearly earnings to $84 per year, which is $21 more per year than if you were earning at 3%. And people seeing 4% on gas gets more attention, and this would be in addition to that 6% grocery earning rate. But I do realize in order to make this happen, there would need to be cuts somewhere. And the benefit that should be cut is streaming. Now, this is a benefit companies have really jumped on, but I feel like it's more of a good on paper benefit and doesn't actually provide a whole lot of actual value. Because according to this Forbes article, the average person has about 3.5 streaming services, totaling about $30 per month, which is $360 a year. And this New York Times article mentions spending $640 a year on streaming services. So in comparison to other categories people could spend money on, this is a small amount of spending. But using $360 and even $640 for our numbers, that means you could earn somewhere between about $22 to about $39 per year in rewards for streaming services. And since this isn't as big of a category, I really think American Express should reduce this to 3% or even eliminate it altogether to make way for better grocery and gas rewards. Because if American Express reduced streaming down to 3%, this means the reward earnings would drop to about $11 and $20 per year. And this is about $11 to $20 difference in rewards when you reduce it from 6% to 3%. Which, if American Express boosted gas purchase earnings, remember that went up $21, so this would almost be a wash. And by reducing or eliminating the streaming category altogether and boosting gas to 4%, the gas category now catches more attention, and gas looks to be a more important category than streaming based on yearly spend. And I don't think I've ever met someone who was excited to have a bigger earning rate for streaming categories. I've actually had more people tell me it's not worth their time to change their cards for that extra 1 or 2% for their streaming services because they just don't spend enough on streaming services to justify that. Now, the Blue Cash Preferred is a solid credit card, and I really view this card as a pretty solid all-around family card, considering it earns in gas, groceries, transit, and yes, even streaming. But it is time for American Express to increase that $6,000 spending limit on groceries, and I think increase the gas multiplier as well to make this more than just a grocery credit card, even if that means sacrificing the streaming category. So tell me, what would you like to see done to the Blue Cash Preferred? Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in this video. If you want to help support the channel, take a look at the links down in the description below. And if you know somebody that could benefit from this video, feel free to share it with them. And until next time, safe travels and take care.